2:23 a.m. What are some of your... This is from Ryan, 1988. What is your favorite childhood movies? What movies have you enjoyed in theaters in the last couple of months? Childhood films, Pee-wee, of course. The Ernest films. Peanut Butter Solution.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
A lot. One was DuckTales.
Chipmunk Adventure.
Chipmunk Adventure. DuckTales. Search for the Lost Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
Home Alone films.
Home Alone, definitely. For me, I'm trying to think. There was a few. Once Upon a Forest was a childhood one. Of course, the Don Bluth films like American Tail, Land Before Time, and I also really loved All Dogs Go to Heaven. That was a classic. Trying to think. Of course, Disney movies. Always big Disney nut.
We gotta go through these. It's getting late.
Okay, let's just get through that. And it said greatest films we've seen in months. The most recent, of course, Where the Wild Things Are.
You know, the other one.
Zombieland.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, Paranormal Activity. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And before that, the only really good one I saw before that, I guess, was G.I. Joe. I know there had to be one
Bruno
I saw.
Bruno was really good.
Yeah, Bruno. Right, Bruno was really good. Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Before that, what came out earlier in the year? I can't really remember.
Traitors Embrace. Not 118.
Let's just get on.
Thoughts on the Beatles. Liked them.
Loved them.
Mega Movie Lover 23. Favorite horror movie? We've talked about that.
We already talked about that.
Sorry. South Park 631. This is a weird one. But they're just asking if we've seen a show called 2003 South. I don't know if I ever saw it. I don't know that.
I don't either.
Sabrina Christian 1. What are your favorite foreign films? City of Lost Children was one. What are your favorite current television shows?
Curb Enthusiasm.
Do you watch shows like Made Men? No. True Blood? No. Sunny in Philadelphia? No.
Never even heard of those.
Your favorite directors?
I know some of my favorite foreign films. School Report.
Yeah. Who are your favorite authors?
Authors. What type
Stephen
of books
King.
do you read?
But we don't really read books.
We're not book people. We're movie people.
I know.
It's not that we can't read. It's not that we have no imagination. We do have imagination. We're just not that way of... That's just not us, you know? We're just not those kind of people.
This is from Library Man 2010. 2 questions. What was the best horror convention you ever attended? I liked, the best one I think was Monster Mania. Remember the one we were at?
Yeah.
And then you met your special friends and got in trouble, that one.
Oh.
And
that was a good convention, though.
And Jonathan Tiersten was there, our good friend.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Have you guys ever interested in the James Bond series? I never really liked those.
I didn't either. And here's the thing. Like I said, it takes a truly good film person like us to admit that even though you don't like something, it's good. Or if you like something, but it's not good. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm more into superhero stuff than secret agent kind of stuff. But honestly, they are great films. They're amazing.
Do you guys... This is from WAHSLEEETY. Do you guys plan on ever having your own table at a convention?
Funny you mentioned that.
There are lots of people out there who'd like to meet you and make lots more fans. I think at some point...
That'd be cool to do if we sat at a table and we sign pictures like Donna Murph and us as
like
ourselves
$5
and stuff.
Or something. Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it costs to print the pictures. That's pretty much it. So we make sure to get the money back.
And of course, shake hands, and we don't want to hold up a line, but we'd be glad to chat with some of you. You guys shake our hands, ask us stuff.
Some people charge to take a picture. I wouldn't do that.
No. If you want to put us on a video, just pull out and go, hey, we'll just go, hey, how's it going? We'll say hey to whoever you want.
This is from MeMatt665. Do you guys like the song "Hungry Like the Wolf" and Shawn?
From Duran Duran. I love that song.
And did you get "Happy Birthday" from me at Walmart? Yes. T.S. Carpita. What's your favorite Halloween out of all the films? I like the third one a lot.
Even though it has nothing to do with Michael Myers.
It
really is a good one, though. I think he's talking about a favorite Michael Myers movie, though.
Oh.
Probably definitely the first
one.
Yeah.
Comeback 209. Shawn, have you ever seen Battle Royale or Suicide Club? Yes, I haven't liked both of them. Mavericks 2261. Is there a movie you refuse to watch? Probably the new Twilight. I don't really care. After all this crap they're going on about the movie theater, they're going on. By now I don't know if it's come out. I'm sure I posted this before that, but people going on about selling out the midnight show. It's I don't give a crap. You know what I mean? Who cares?
I mean, honestly, I like Twilight Zone, but not Twilight.
I know.
Twilight Zone.
The thing is, the movies, it's like there's just this like ridiculous buzz about them. It's like if you're gonna buzz about something really cool and worth it. Not something that's gonna be a trend. It's gonna be gone in a few years that no one's gonna care about.
I cannot believe I forgot.
What?
Well, technically, it's not really a movie. So when they said, "What am I looking forward to?" That Michael Jackson's "This Is It," but it's not really a movie. It's like
by now that's come and gone though.
What?
By now, when this video's done.
Oh, in this video. I'm sorry. I was going to say, what? I'm like, I haven't missed it yet.
No.
No, I've always been, Michael Jackson's one of my all-time favorite artists, and I'm not missing that. But, that's something to see. Like, Where the Wild Things Are is something to see. Twilight, so you can see it if you want. Like, I don't even know if we're going to see it to review it.
B34 Life. Can you tell me what your favorite apocalyptic movies are? Probably the Mad Max films.
Yeah, those are great.
My hours have fallen asleep and sitting here so long. Horden 007. Shawn, were you at the New York Comic Con? People have been asking me that in 2008. I wasn't there. Do you guys like the Toy Story films?
Love them. Crazy for the third one.
And love Lust for Blood. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Film Fanatic 57. Do you watch The Twilight Zone? What are your favorite episodes?
That's hard to say. The Twilight Zone, honestly, another secret favorite show I didn't mention. And those aren't really, some people might say, I've actually heard people say to me, you know, it's a great classic old horror show. It's not really horror. It's more like sci-fi / thriller, because it's actually kind of, in a way, it's scarier that way when you don't really fully know what's going on half the time. When you find out, it's like, whoa. Like, see, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. When we watch something like the new Saws, or when we watch, like, those new, you know, stab films, or those freaky ones where you see people in the mirror and stuff, honestly, those don't affect me. I'm like, you know, sometimes the time you're like, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a number of twists this could have. But when I still watch, like, I was at Laura, I was at her mom's, like, I think a few months ago. I was visiting, and her mom has the whole first few seasons. Like, I was watching them. That's a great show to watch, especially, like, as together, or on a good evening, on a calm evening when you're alone, you know, just to watch. That they still give me chills now. Like, watching those Twilight Zones, they're still amazing. So, those are honestly,
they made a remake version of it, like, later that was just alright, I think.
And honestly, the originals... You cannot beat the originals.
This is from 1 Stud D.
11 Stud D.
11 Stud D. Have you seen Mega 64 on YouTube? They do parodies and skits.
No.
I've met them at Comic-Con because Joe Franz knows them too.
Ooh.
Sir XXXTMG. Shawn, RMG, have either of you seen Itchy the Killer? No, a lot of people talk about that. I've not seen that. Max a million. How'd you come up with the names Don and Murph? Don is just always an inside joke. Like, in our old videos, if something was going wrong, we always go, Don, you screwed up.
Like, if we forgot, like, an effect, or if, like, part of the costume didn't look right, or if anything, if it was a continuity error and we were too lazy to fix it, even on camera, we go, Don, you forgot to do this.
I know.
So, and Murph, originally, you said, like, it was going to be Don and something else, or you said, like, so you came up with some regular Don and Mike, or something weird. And I said, it's got to be a cooler name than that. Originally, it was going to be, like, the Don and Mike show, but, I said, no, it's gotta flow, and they gotta be weird names you wouldn't hear. And I remember we always loved Problem Child and Problem Child 2. That fat bully that always, like, bugged him, who was always held back. Like, his character's name was Murph, and I thought it was a cool name. And I said, what if I'm, like, this skinny, like, kid with long hair and glasses, and it's Don and Murph, and that flowed better.
This is from Jack Hooley 27. Jake Hooley, sorry. Have you played the new Ghostbusters game? Yes.
Yes, I actually haven't beaten it yet, because I'm still playing another game right now.
Did you know there's a new Sonic game they're making?
Oh.
Have you seen Monsters Crafts Pajama Parties?
No.
Will you be at Comic-Con 2009? I will, for sure. I will go every year.
Yeah, I think there's like a Toy Story Mania game, but I think it's coming up for the Wii, but I'm going to get the Wii to play that, because I love Toy Story. Oh, look. What do you think about Toy Story 3? Did you see the new trailer for it yet, or no?
Nope.
I have. I cried to it. It was amazing. I don't want to ruin anything. It doesn't really ruin anything, but the way they opened it was really cool. Like, showing all this old footage of Andy, like, playing with his toys. And, but, like, honestly, it's a real beautiful trailer, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's from Cano1408. What is one horror movie on DVD that you like that, for whatever reason, you never talk about in any of your videos?
I don't know.
I feel like everyone I liked, I talked about in one of those updates.
I think he's talking to you, Evan, about that one.
Have you ever seen Suicide Kings? Nope.
No.
Out of all the people you met at convention, who are some people you enjoyed meeting the most? I always like seeing Ken Foray. You know what I mean? Every time
he's basically like an uncle, because we see him all the
so
time.
many times, and I have a feeling we're going to be working with him on something. It's like we even asked him about it, and he's interested. So
another's like Elvira. It's just we see her so much too. She's like, it's like Aunt Elvira.
There's a lot of people. Jonathan Tiersten, we became friends with.
Yeah.
He was in Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, he's awesome. He like whenever he sees us.
His music though was amazing. Remember I played that in the car? I love that stuff.
I know. When I heard it, like my mouth was hanging open. I'm like, I wish he was here right now so I could tell him how amazing it is.
I also like when we meet people that like the fans that like was walking around.
Yeah, it's really what's great is just meeting people who like, I don't know, who like us.
And it's weird. Like I'm sure some people are like, yeah, right, that doesn't happen. I'm not lying. When I was at Comic-Con, I'm not kidding here. 10 minutes didn't go by that I didn't see somebody that came up to me, especially in the autograph area. For some reason, it was making me think I should have a table up here or something just to see what happens.
Well, it's more efficient. Like it's better. See, if you're just randomly walking around, there are only so many people you can walk into at certain points. But
I
if you
wouldn't
have a
do it
table,
every day though. That's the thing.
Not every day, but like if you had a table for one day, and it said like us, this guy's here, and everyone knew, then you'd be able to meet way more people.
The thing that sucks though is when you get so big, like people like Seth Rogen and them, they can't even walk around the convention floor if they want to. So you know what I would do? I would just walk around anyway. You know what I mean? And just put up with it. I go, you know what?
It's like walking around.
The thing is, I don't think that's going to happen to that point. But you know what I mean?
It's pretty much like walking around with like a giant magnetic suit and then having all these little pieces of metal like on the floor everywhere.
I love walking there, so I love looking at that stuff. So I would not do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd be walking around trying to look at all that cool merchandise they have, and we've actually done this even at past conventions. We've been trying to look at stuff, and people who are selling the stuff.
Here's what people do a lot of times. They go, look what it is. They just like touch us like this and do this, and then run off and they go, Don Murphy.
Yeah, they like give us thumbs up. I've just had some people like take pictures, and I'm like,
remember this one time that kid came up to you and was like, "Can I get a picture?" And the dad was like, "Whoa!" Remember that?
Yeah, they were like, "Well," and I mean, even some people who sell stuff, who sell the DVDs or sell the merchandise,
this one guy
know who we are.
Came up to me, and I didn't even remember. I think I just walked by his table, and he's like, "Hey, Don Murphy, I love your videos." And I was thinking, he's like, "Remember me?" I'm like, "Wait."
Yeah, I was looking at these like little dummy, or not. No, they were like these doll like representations of old horror movie characters, like the Invisible Man, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, all these really cool ones, and some newer ones too. And then I looked at this one, and then I said, "Is that supposed to be that one dude from Lost Boys?" He goes, "It sure is, Murph." And I'm like, I just looked up and I'm like, "What?" And he's just smiling at me.
Grand Theft 37. After seeing the new trailer for The Nightmare on Elm Street, has it changed your feelings about the remake?
It has.
We got into that a lot because we got to finish this up. But
right,
is Paranormal Activity really that scary? In the right context, it is.
Yeah, if go in thinking, here's the really right way to do it. Go in thinking that it's actually this guy who filmed this stuff in his house. Just think that, and it's a lot scarier.
And they said, what do you think about the transfer in the Wizard of Oz?
The what?
You know, how Wizard of Oz looks on Blu-ray.
Oh, that.
I thought it looks good for the most part. It's not as good as it could, though.
Right.
It's from Car Brand. I think only 3 times I had put my hands over my eyes watching a film. It was August Underground's Mortem, Flowers, Flesh and Blood. I have not seen that. If you saw it, Cutting Moments. Is there ever a time when you put your eyes over something? Like, if there's ever, like, if you were so shocked or, like, grossed out. I guess, like, you know what I know makes me sick is, like, you know, like, those, like, things about not eating meat when you see, like, animals getting killed and that kind of stuff in slaughterhouses. I do not like that stuff.
Watching a movie. There's 2 I can actually think of I'm going to come clean about.
Which one?
One is The Grudge.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it twice. The first one, I mean, because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I'm like, I do not want to be stuck with an image that's going to stick with me for a while. The other was Dead Silence. It wasn't the dolls. That woman, when they said what happened to her later, when that guy was telling that story, and he said, what she did to herself, and then you see her like the reflection of the lightning on her face. I saw it for half a second, and I got freaked the hell out, and I'm like, oh geez. So that's what I'm not kidding. I did. I'm thinking I do not need this to stick with me later.
This is from Buckeye Sparky. Sean, can you please do in your Don voice say Brian Ward is the worst Call of Duty player of all time?
Brian Ward is the worst Call of Duty player of all time. You suck balls, Brian.
I don't think that's the way he intended for it to be done.
Ryan Leck 84. Here's that question, MJ. Why are you so angry all the time? And please don't deny it. We're not stupid. I'm not trying to create trouble or an argument. Just curious.
Just very curious.
Why are you so angry?
It's an act.
I know. I know people say, like, we can see it. Thing is, you're bullshitting half the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we bullshit everybody and each other half the time.
Offside Andy. How many movies have you made?
Well, if you look on IMDb, you pretty much says...
on the resume, I have everything. But like,
not officially.
We made, like, if you mean what we made...
Oh.
I don't know.
Do you mean movies, or you just mean videos? Videos, like a few thousand at least.
Like, for acting in movies, like...
They mean real movies, like...
Over a dozen.
At least over a dozen.
How many movies... Yeah, what cameras do you use? I think some people think the movies that we act in, we make. It's hard to explain.
No.
Even people we work with think that we're talking about it's weird.
The only one we did was Cage Girl. That even counts.
I hate that.
I know.
What editing software do you use? Well, like, I just use simple stuff. Did you go to any film schools?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a total waste
Perry
of time.
Hovermail.
Perry Hovermail.
When do you imagine...
Or is this an imposter?
I think it's him. When do you imagine a Don and Murph film in production? When is Walt Moves In going to be released? Hope all is well with you. I'm
touched that he remembered that one. Your work is inspiring.
I know one person, I'm not going to name who, but he definitely is interested in, like, working with us to make one.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to work on it.
I definitely want to do it with them. Perry, your stuff's inspiring too.
For Walt Moves In, I don't know. I thought we were going to get to it, and then we didn't. And
you know, just as a theory, you know one person I'd like to see direct the movie, and I want people to tell me what they think.
Who?
Tim Burton. I'm serious. Think about it. Think of what Don and Murph is like. Think of what he did with Pee-wee. Isn't Pee-wee kind of like a Don and Murph kind of thing?
Yeah.
And you saw how great that was.
Sweet Samosa. Why didn't you post the rest of the Q&A series?
Sweet Samsara. Why didn't you post the rest of the part of the Q&A?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
I thought you did post all of them.
I thought I did. I think some of them, like, they weren't filmed well or something. River Versto. What do you think about Tim Curry playing Curly in the Three Stooges?
Jim Carrey. I didn't see it coming. Or Jim Carrey, Stooges. Mr. Applegate and Damn Yankees. Personally, I think he's a good choice for both movies, but I would not cast him as Curly. He's gaining the weight for the part, but I just can't see him as Curly. I think Borat was a bad Perel and Sweeney Todd, but Jim...
I think Tim Curry would be interesting to see.
Well, if the thing is, I can't really see him... It's like me, I couldn't see someone like that gaining weight. I think it'd be better if they got a fat suit for him. He might be interesting for it. I mean, honestly, I pictured someone else playing it, but... I mean... I thought it'd be more cooler to see Jim Carrey, like, as Mo or something. I don't know. It could be. He could do a good job. He could surprise you.
He's from Tainted, Love, or X. I think he'd be cool.
Yeah, not that I have anything against Jim Carrey.
I didn't actually know he was going to do that.
No, I was told he would. Not that I have anything against Jim Carrey. I mean, I'm just saying, for that part, like, I wouldn't have pictured it.
Shawn, why do you dislike CGI so much? To both of you, what do you guys think about comedies Lucy Ball and Albert and Costello? My CGI take is a little different now. I don't talk about it anymore.
Pretty much, if you can make it real, do it. But if you have to use CGI, make a point of making it look real.
The thing is, we've been in films with CGI, so it's like, you know, different opinion.
No, Lucille Ball, love everything she does. She was comedic genius.
Joke Erice. To both of you, did you guys cry or felt like crying while watching Where the Wild Things Are? Yes.
You hit the nail on the head, and crying is a bit of an understatement.
Martino007. To both of you, hello there. How are you?
Hi. Thank you, Albert. How are you?
You ever took any martial arts or defense classes? No.
My mom had me in, like...
I don't think I ever did.
My mom actually put me in 1 or 2.
I think I watched them once at school.
I think when I was, like, 7 or 8, my mom put me in, like, 1 or 2. Or actually, I think just, like... no, 1 I remember. Just 1. Just to see what it was like. And I was with an instructor. And they said... I don't know. They said, like...
You're the worst student ever?
No. Something about, not that I was mean, but they said, like, they asked questions like, you're in the situation, what do you do? Now you do this.
They didn't like the way you phrased it?
What?
I don't know, I'm just guessing.
No. What it was, it's not, they said I had good reflexes, but they said, like, the way I described what I would like to do, they said he has too many violent intentions, and he's got a lot of, like, built-up aggression, so they said it's probably not good to put him...
Definitely better not take that hat off, you might kill me.
Yeah, this might be the last video you ever see with him alive.
I know.
But the thing is, I really didn't have to, because if you watch the movies enough, you pay attention to the moves. It's like dancing. I learned my dancing moves from movies. If you pay attention clearly, that's how you learn it.
What's your favorite Stephen King? This is from Stallion Trevor. What's your favorite Stephen King movies or favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Stephen King.
Stephen King. The Langoliers I really liked. The Stand. I like a lot of his stuff. I pretty much liked everything.
Honestly, one of my favorites is The Mist. I really loved that.
Yeah, that was good.
The Stand was really good. Yeah, The Mist, and from what I've seen, I haven't seen it all the way through, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was good. They talk about Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks,
they always
that's
bring
hard.
on Forrest Gump, but I don't like watching that too much.
It is good. It's not
it is good. I just
one of
don't
my
like
favorites.
Watching it that much.
One of my favorites is Big.
Yeah, that was really good.
Tom Hanks. Another
the
is
Burbs. I really liked.
Yeah, Burbs. Yeah, Tom Hanks. He's like one of the best.
And Truth is Gold. What do you prefer, bikes or rollerblades? Probably bikes.
Yeah, bikes. I mean, I didn't rollerblade that much.
The last question.
You can pick up more speed on a bike.
F2CPWR. Do you guys ever have any habits? Now, you have a habit of going like, and smelling your fingers all day.
I don't really do that anymore, if you noticed.
You don't?
No.
We were with Max.
You do it now.
We were with Max. You and Max were going like, the whole time.
Well, I did it because he was doing it.
I know. Didn't you get the thing from Max?
Thing is, I don't really do it anymore because you say, like, you know, you're like you're like real nuts about it. You're like, there's a swine flu, there's all this stuff going around, and if you do that, you'll catch it. I'm like, okay. But yet you still do it.
You know, I mean,
do you
have
really
any other habits?
I'm not really worried about, like, habits.
I don't know. I don't know if I do or not.
When I was younger, I did. I used to like crack my fingers a lot, but I stopped doing that.
Let me see you crack them again.
I stopped that on purpose. Yeah, it was not easy to quit that. So no, it was not easy to quit that.
Just do it once.
And now you're asking me to do it again?
I missed it. Just do it one last time.
No, forget it.
Right.
That's basically like, you know, someone who's just finally was able to quit smoking. You know how hard that is. I never smoked, but I've had friends who did. Like saying, here, take just one hit. Take just one hit. That's like what you're doing.
We got one more question. Cody James Briscoe. What is your favorite protagonist in a horror movie? Example, Mike, Danny from The Shining. Do you have any favorite, like, bad guys in a horror movie?
No, bad guys. And a favorite childhood protagonist in a horror...
And I know, the witches. The bad character.
That wasn't really a horror movie, though.
That was kind of a horror comedy.
That was more...
It's considered horror, I think.
Okay. I never really... childhood horror... What children would watch horror movies,
I know,
though?
that's the thing.
That's weird. I mean, I know some people are like, well, I was watching horror movies as a kid. I'm like, well, then you're messed up. I mean, I didn't start watching horror movies until I was like 11.
Now we're looking at ourselves on the screen again.
Well, I was like cut off half the time if I was sitting over this way.
Or you're probably like, hold on.
I wasn't this far over.
It's like, you look great in this video.
I was like this, okay. I mean, honestly, I was honestly never into horror. It's not that it grossed me out. It's not that it scared me. It's just I was really never into it because it just didn't interest me that much.
So we've been here for the last 4 hours, and have you had fun?
Yeah, I can't wait to stand up and... The one thing I'm making to read Where the Wild Things Are book is what I'm making to do.
Well, thanks for watching over the last few
Thanks for answering,
weeks.
and I hope we answered the questions the way you would have hoped to.
I know, and then hopefully people don't get mad if we didn't answer some, because we answered all that we had up until we did this video.
We answered all the good, reasonable questions.
Yes. Out.